Percentage machine this year, 364. And he takes downstairs a second curve from Yamamoto. Dougie Friedl is a guy that needs to get on base. We touched on it last night. For Terry Francona, he has emphasized this is the guy. We need you on base twice a night.
Well, they don't care how he gets on. And, use your legs, get hit by pitch, get your walks. He's got a good sense of the strike zone. But with Yamamoto, the challenge with him is everything when he's right is looking the same. The fastball comes out, the splitter comes out, the curveball, very deceptive. And so we'll see if he's been able to continue it tonight.
1-2, Yamamoto ready. And darting down and away. They check at third. He did not go, says Trip Gibson. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who signed in December of 2023, a 12-year, $325 million deal. He came over from Japan. He's pitching with the Orix Buffaloes. Swing and a high fly ball hit in the air out towards left center field. That's well struck. Back.
Got him, John.
Play. He had one window to get that glove up. As an outfielder, you realize you're running out of time to run any more steps. It's time to put the glove up and hope that the ball's going to be there. So he gets there, gets the stride, and boom, the quick snatch.
Kike Hernandez turning in a gem of a play. The first offering hits Spencer Steer. So Yamamoto plunks Steer and a man aboard with one out. This is, by the way, a good defensive Dodger team. And they do a very good job of catching it, especially so in the infield, of course, led by Mookie Betts. So now it's Gavin Lux, the former Dodger. And Yamamoto misses outside.
Yamamoto had the lowest hits per nine rate in baseball. So he's very stingy about getting hits. Very hard to chain them together against him.
Yeah, that's it for a strike. Well, to your point, his last 5 starts of the year, he had an 0.79 ERA. And over that stretch, 34 innings, 11 hits allowed in his last 5 starts of the year. Is come on and miss. Take a look at him over the final 6, 40 innings and 15 hits with 50 strikeouts over that stretch. And again, Yamamoto, a guy that generates both swing and miss and ground balls. First, and 1-2 on Lux. Man at first, and a 1 away. John Shelby, Doug Lanville, Alden Gonzalez. It is game 2. Blake Snell, fabulous last night in the opener as he went 7 innings. He left a couple of runs because he had gone to the postseason start. In the dirt, Work Vet stopping it. Will Smith, Dave Roberts told us, is available to pinch hit and probably could stay in the game and catch. So that hand is getting better, but Workvet getting the start here tonight.
Well, the Dodgers have had some injury uncertainty. Tommy Edman, Max Muncy, they've had a lot. They've created depth just in case they can't go as well as they can.
Second run on the first on its time. Well, the business end of the bat ended up on the grass on the right side. And Rojas retrieves that spear, and there's 2 away. Let's check out the repertoire for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The right-hander delivers a little bit of everything, and our look at his repertoire, StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. The four-seamer, the splitter, and the curve, the three main pitches. That sinker against righties is something that as the season wore on, he used a bit more.
Lefties and righties, both of them hitting under 200. So very hard to get hits from either side. He neutralizes both lefties and righties.
Pitch in for a strike to Austin Hayes. Hayes, who started last night in left field, tonight in right field.
Wakefield to the 12, Austin Hayes.
No score, just getting started. It is game 2. Reds and Dodgers. This one lifted in the air, shallow right field. Teoscar Hernandez.
God, oh no, he dropped it.
And everybody's going to be safe. Runners at second and third.
That'll be an error on the Dodgers.
Hernandez running forever. Was not able to haul it in. It'll go as an E9 and an opportunity for Cincinnati.
Well, Hernandez had a long way to go and just got off the edge of the glove. Looked it in, but just did not have the right position. You see his eyes? The glove looks like it was shielding him. And now you watch the lead runner. Lux is kind of cruising in. I mean, you gotta go. You know, you just never know what happens. It rolls away. You might be able to steal a run there.
So now it's Sal Stewart, the Reds' young hitter. And Yamamoto pumps in a fastball for a strike. It didn't look like
Was
Lux.
this was 43 Sal Stewart.
He was going at full speed there, second and third. And 2 down. A chance for Sal Stewart, the 21-year-old. Swing and a miss. Big swing at the curve.
It's going to be hard to hit Yamamoto with big swings. I mean, he's got such late movement. Dodger fans anticipating what could happen with an 0-2 count and some of the really excellent pitches to put you away with.
That's downstairs. Stewart, the Reds' top prospect, first-round pick in 2022 out of the same high school, Westminster Christian, that produced Alex Rodriguez. In high school, he was coached by Raul Ibanez, Mike Lowell, among others, as assistant coaches. But they love him. Terry Francona, he said, he is one of the most advanced young hitters that I have ever seen. And for Tito to say that, pretty impressive. And again, just 21 years old, a kid in the minors. Didn't walk a ton, or didn't strike out a ton, but did walk. 1-2. A good eye there, he wouldn't chase. Lux is at third. And Hayes, the runner, at second. Cincinnati trying to strike first here in the first and take advantage of the Teoscar Hernandez miscue. Stewart waits, 2-2. Ground ball, base hit right field. In to score is Lux. Hayes will follow. He is in. And the rookie delivers here in game 2. Cincinnati on top. It is 2-0.
Well, this is a fantastic job of hitting. He didn't even pivot his legs. He just said, all right, let me just put the bat to the ball. He waited last second and just kind of flicked it. And you saw the big swings before. He tried to hit it to the moon. This time he just sort of blocks the ball as if he's carving it to the right side. But just a great job of just saying, let me get the barrel and let the ball do the rest. And sure enough for him, it trickled through for the base hit.
And now it's Elly De La Cruz with 2 outs, a man at first, and Cincinnati leading. And a curve finds the mark, nothing in 1. Elly with 264 this year, with a team leading 22 home runs. 11 stolen bases.
What's up with Elly De La Cruz?
Until Yamamoto to step off as Stewart was dancing over there at first.
Well, with his splitter and curveball and sometimes going for the chase. As a runner, you do look for the ball in the dirt, maybe be able to advance 90 feet.
The 0-1 is outside. So here are the first self-inflicted wounds for the Dodgers. A hit batter, and then as well, the error by Hernandez. Runner takes off. Pitch is coming on and missed. No throw to second. And a stolen base for Stewart. And not insignificant if De La Cruz is able to come through with a hit. It may produce a run. 1-2. That one downstairs.
De La Cruz has seen a lot of curveballs, and that's a pitch that's given him a little bit of trouble this year, especially when he was struggling in August, expanding the zone, a lot of chase with the curveball.
2-2 is low. For the Reds, a probable finish to their season. After 151 games, they were actually a game under 500. Only the 73 Mets and 05 Padres made the postseason. More games under 500 later in the year. 3-2.
Got him, yes.
Locks up De La Cruz. The Reds scored twice. Shohei Ohtani will come up to hit when we come back. Ohtani to start things off. The Dodgers come up to hit already. A deficit of 2-0. Here's the Dodgers lineup. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Oscar, Muncy, Baez, Kike, Rojas, and Workman. They tied a franchise record with 5 homers in a postseason game last night. Betts to the on-deck circle. It's Zach Littell on the mound. Overall between Tampa Bay and Cincinnati, a 3.81 ERA. And Ohtani takes outside. If you're wondering, has anyone ever hit back-to-back leadoff hitters, leadoff homers in the postseason? The answer is no. Swing and a miss. In fact, no hitter has hit 2 leadoff homers in a single postseason.
This is the number 17, Shohei Ohtani.
Swing, but he went. And now it's 1-2 on Ohtani. Pair of homers last night. He also struck out 3 times. Last night, the first home run came in from Hunter Green at 100.4. It was sent out at 117.7. He had 829 feet worth of homers. Bounce to the right side. Stewart. Ohtani retired for round number 1.
So Littell has a nice repertoire to work with, and he's confident in all of them with command, and it's very balanced. The slider, the slitter we just saw, the four-seamer, the sinker, and the sweeper. So that sinker is going to be a key pitch, trying to avoid the big strike, the home runs that the Dodgers are capable of. Keep the ball on the ground, keep the ball down in the zone.
We'll see how deep he gets in this game. 29 years old, Burlington, North Carolina. There was a strike to Mookie. That's a pair of hits last night. 3 times.
So it's time to 15 Mookie Betts.
18 with the Red Sox. With the Dodgers, 20 and 24. Climbs back in. It's 0-2. Littell.
Yes.
About 7 weeks of the season, he was pretty locked in.
I mean, one thing was he was able to hit the ball out in front, just getting the barrel there pulling the ball better than he had done earlier. Look, he had that horrible situation early on with the help lost late. It took a long time to gain his strength back, let alone gain the weight back. But he looks like Mookie Betts there when you see that type of swing. Short and sweet.
Yeah, he gets sick over in Japan. It took him a while to get right. Pitch is in for a strike. And nothing in one.
Let's listen to 5 Freddie Freeman.
To be clear, I think he was sick actually before he got to Japan. He just never got better.
Sarge.
He dropped in the neighborhood of close to 20 pounds. And for a guy who's weighing about 175, that's a lot to take off. 2 foul back.
The thing about playing a long major league season, it's hard to put weight on. Just, it's one thing in the off season, you can train it back, but the season's going and you're playing every day and all the weight, catchers lose so much weight, so to do that and then add strength was really difficult.
0-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and Littell able to get Freeman, and there's 2 away.
This is a breaking ball that backs up on Freeman, and sometimes as a hitter you're anticipating, it's like, okay, it's going to come back down, and then you swing under it. So it just gave a little bit of backup that just kept it higher than you thought, and then your swing just goes right underneath.
2 down, man at second, 2-0 the score. Teoscar Hernandez takes a pitch high, says Lance Barrett, the plate umpire. K-Zone had it.
With the ultimately 70 Oscar Hernandez.
The situation come next year. Right field, and the catch is made by Hayes. Littell pitches around a 1-out double by Betts. End of 1 in LA. The Reds lead it 2-0.
Yeah, Xfinity pitcher.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound. What a year he put together. September 6th at Baltimore, he put together a fabulous outing. 2/3 innings of no-hit ball until Jackson Holliday would break up the no-hitter and the shutout. A game Emmanuel Rivera would eventually win with a walk-off hit. And from what was going to be one of the best nights of the year was a devastating loss for the Dodgers. But from that point forward, the Dodgers won 15 of their final 20. So they were able, despite going 37 and 37 to finish, they finished with a flourish after that heartbreaking loss.
And in that flourish, they played better defense. There's just so many things that gelled and came together.
And that's in for a strike to Tyler Stevenson. Stevenson, the catcher, to be followed by Ke'Bryan Hayes and Matt McClain. Reds lead it 2-0 on a first inning 2-run single by the rookie Sal Stewart.
Catcher with 37, Tyler Stevenson.
That one downstairs and outside. See Yamamoto pressing on the pitch count. Working with Ben Workman. Swing and a miss, struck him out here at 96. And strikeout number 2 for Yamamoto.
Yes.
Ability to control the zone up and down with so many different looks, and this is one where he goes with the elevated fastball, anticipating the splitter, at least what Stevenson was anticipating, and then he's able to get that elevation with velocity, and everybody's just late at that point.
It's Hayes now. Kentucky, this Dodger team goes into the playoffs in different shape than they were last year. And last season, they didn't have a pitcher on their postseason roster who threw 100 innings more than the regular. And Dave Roberts Roberts saying this year's team is way different. Our top 5 pitchers are probably all starters.
And they're there, they're available. I mean, that's what was not the case last year. They had to make big trades to try to acquire pitchers.
That's in for a strike, and now it's 1-2.
And that's the difference. You know, managerial style is going to be a different element now. He's got a lot of opportunities and options in that rotation.
Ball bends down and away, 2-2. Ke'Bryan Hayes, a brilliant defender, for last night in Game 1. 97 with the four-seamer misses. It's all filled up, 3-2. A 26-pitch first inning, including 12 after the error by Teoscar Hernandez. 3-2. Chop towards third, and Max Muncy.
Yes!
I think that's what frustrates you on top of making the errors, knowing how much work you ended up piling on your pitcher. It led to a run scored unearned. It also led to him increasing the volume. And Yamamoto is someone you want to be in the game as long as possible, how well he's been able to pitch. So that's the chance you have with the bat. You try to do what you can to sort of make amends.
First offering to Matt McLain in for a strike. McLain, who finished the regular year, his last 20 games, hitting just 143. But no matter, it's a whole new season. And last night,
Sickness at the night, Matt McLain.
On McLain, it's a Reds offense, kind of middle of the pack in the National League, 8th in runs per game in the NL, 14th out of 30 teams in the majors in that department. 1-2. Out and in.
It was a team that didn't have that sort of major sort of month where you point to, like, oh, they were 19-9. Everything was very steady, 12-13, 14-11. And it just even keeled, just sort of like Terry Francona. And then all of a sudden, they got the key finish that they needed.
Got it, yes.
1-2-3. For the Reds, the right-hander bounces back. It's 2-0 Cincinnati. Sports fans, right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with code HOMERUN to get started today. Muncy and ball 1 to Muncy. It'll be Muncy, then Pages, then Kike Hernandez. And a swing and a miss. John Shelby, Doug Glanville, Alden Gonzalez here in LA. It is Game 2 as the Dodgers last night started their title defense with a win. Trying to become the first team in 25 years to repeat World Series champion. The next team to do it was Yankees team that won in 98.
Nice!
He waits. Swing and a ball ripped right field. But right there is Austin Hayes. And on the move, able to make the catch.
Yeah, the tough thing about the Dodger corner is there's not a lot of help behind you. So you're kind of on your own when you're running to the line with these curved angles, curved corners as they have. There's a contradiction in some ways. You can see how the ball can just roll around, and if you misplay it and it gets by you, you need a lot of help. And there's often not a lot behind you.
And down here's Pages. And a strike to the center field. Lindemann starts in center with 117. Very good defender. One of the top outfield defenders in the game.
Hi, Matt got him.
Did that hit him? That
Funny,
got
did
him.
he place or face?
Lance Barrett with that check to see if he swung. And Quinn Walcott said he did not. Now we look into the Reds dugout. And and see if they're going to challenge.
To the two-seam fastball, looked like it did get his forearm.
Ja, du bist jetzt bei der Bitte.
So what we saw there and said, you know what, not using a challenge on that.
In the postseason, you get the extra challenge. I feel like we've already seen some teams take some extra chances with challenges. Kike Hernandez dribbles one to third. Ryan Hayes picks it up and tosses to first. And there's two down on the play. Paez to second. Do you like the extra challenge in the playoffs?
I like it. I get the spirit of what they're trying to accomplish to make sure there's not some play that you can't challenge. It's so decisive and gives an extra opportunity. And you got to use it wisely. A lot of these challenges, to the umpire's credit, most of the time, half the time, umpires were absolutely correct.
Rojas in for a strike. Miguel Rojas to start at second base. Edmonds still bothered by that.
Sickness of a to Miguel Rojas.
Part of September. Flared in the air, foul off first. But Stewart not able to get there in time.
Well, Edmonds was able to give them the power game last night with a home run down the right field line. And last season, incredible postseason performance, especially as a right-handed batter. NLCS MVP, amongst other accomplishments, and a world champion.
Two. That one upstairs outside. Oscar Hernandez, who's made a big error in this game. It led to a couple of runs. Yamamoto. Dodgers trip. Line and caught by Ellie De La Cruz. Hit right. For tonight's game is brought to you by Goodyear. Catch every home run, pitch, and slide with the Goodyear blimp. The greatest seat in sports. Still, always, forever. Back here in L.A. at Dodger Stadium, the Reds come up to hit in the third, leading 2-0. T.J. Friedel. That's a strike, says Lance Barrett. And look at that duo right there. Terry Francona on the left. Brad Mills on the right. Those two guys, Dougie, they go back a long way.
1977.
On the ground at first, Freeman on the backhand.
Yeah.
One down. Yeah, they met Mills and Francona at the University of Arizona. Mills was a junior college transfer. Francona was a freshman. And ultimately, they each got drafted by the Expos, and together they played professionally in the Expos organization, in the Cubs organization. They became best friends in college, and it stayed that way. And Brad Mills kind of been his right-hand man, but there's a dynamic with those two.
I mean, there is, and I had the pleasure of playing for them in Philadelphia. They're so different, but the respect and the love of the game is at the center of it all.
I said to Terry Francona, are you guys kind of like Felix and Oscar? And he said, oh yeah, Millsy's as Felix as it gets. And then I looked at him for a long time, and he said, yeah, and I'm his Oscar. Charge over in the Reds dugout, but they are a special pair. What a bond. Francona and Mills. 1-2 on Steer.
Throughout their professional baseball life, they were a tag team. They were a duo. They absolutely came together, and they've had a lot of success. So it's undeniable what they're bringing to Cincinnati right now.
The 1-2 on the ground, just foul of third. You played for Terry Francona in Philadelphia. What were the attributes that Now, this was early Terry Francona, his first managerial job at the major league level. What were the things that you saw that ultimately made him special?
Just great with people, just understood, what you needed, very positive, very consistent every day, and gave me some freedom to make mistakes, but also say, look, just play hard and I'll respect that.
Yamamoto just misses with that heater at 97. Now 2-2.
So he just asked for work ethic, showing up and playing hard. He said, I'll work with the other things, but you got to give me that every day.
Got him, yes.
There's 2 down. Yeah, I think we'll finish up on Francona and Mills. There's a consistency to the process. And so take a look at Yamamoto, just so graceful, overpowered steer. And a pitch in for a strike to Lux. But there's some humor to them as well. I mean, towards each other and towards everyone else.
Yeah, more Terry at Brad kind of thing. He gets on him a lot.
What was the line Terry Francona used towards the end of one year? You were determined to play 162 games, and he finally decided to give you a day off because what did he say?
Well, he said, we have a problem here. It looks like the bat is actually swinging you. You need to take a day.
Swing and a line drive out towards left center field. He could
Yes.
puts the squeeze on it, and Yamamoto gets a 1-2-3. Alden Gonzalez will check with Terry Francona when we come back.
Seeing him come through in that first inning at bat with 2 outs, knocking in a couple of runs.
You know what, he had a good at bat. He didn't hit it like, 100 miles an hour, but he used the whole field. He didn't give in, and because of the guys being on base, we get to play with a lead.
What have you thought of Zach Littell tonight, and how aggressive will you be deploying your bullpen on a game like this?
Zach's been Zach. He knows how to navigate through a lineup. He's not going to strike everybody out. We obviously have a little bit of a tight lead because of where we are, but he's doing a good job.
Terry, thank you so much. Guys?
Alden, thanks. Tito, thanks. And Workvet is at the plate, and the catcher takes a strike to the outside corner. Zach Littell, the right-hander, 29 years old, originally drafted by Seattle in the 11th round back in 2013. And this is a guy, you talk about a journey. At the major league level, from 18 through 23, he pitched for the Twins, the Giants, the Red Sox, and the Rays. 173 appearances, only 18 starts. And now you go back to the start of last year, and he's made 61 straight appearances as a starter. Fair ball, base hit down the left field line. That one towards the corner. A steer will dig it out.
Yes.
With the double. So some unexpected offense from the catcher.
And why that is critical is he's turning the lineup over in scoring position with Shohei Ohtani at the plate. That's what the 9-hole hitter can do to set the table, because Ohtani, with runners on, it's a whole different game about the damage he can do.
Here is Ohtani at the plate.
Next up is Shohei Ohtani.
McClain gobbles it up and throws him out, and Shohei retired on a single pitch.
That was a great scenario for the Cincinnati Reds. Just a quick out. He does accomplish the job of moving the runner 90 feet to third base. Littell will absolutely take that.
Yeah, no question about it. Ohtani's been aggressive here tonight. 5 pitches seen, he swung at 4 of them. And the first offer to Mookie Betts.
So it's on the 50 Mookie Betts.
His first time up. Betts tonight playing in his 76th career postseason game.
Yes.
right there. And Betts can stay inside so well. Look at his head position. Just punches it through. Before we saw him get the head out. Earlier now he's then running through the middle. But the ground ball is also a productive out in there for a run. So good piece of hitting, good sense of what he's trying to accomplish and then accomplishing.
Swing and a miss for Freddie Freeman. Gotta get amped up as they chant his name.
He's shaking his head. He's been swinging through a lot of pitches that he seems like he believes to be on, but he's not.
Ball down the left side. That slices and moves off the play. So a foul ball. And it's 0-2 on the first baseman. How about this? Freddie Freeman is one of 3 active players with a lifetime 300 batting average. 3. We put the minimum at 1,000 plate appearances, 2,000, 3,000 plate appearances. 3 dudes are career 300 hitters. It's Freeman, Rise, and Altuve. And that is it. And it gives you an idea of just how special he is, but also how hard it is to hit these days. This season, the big league hitter, on average, the average major league hitter hit 245.
I mean, just the class by himself, and you know, he's been around long enough that he kind of flowed into the era where on-base percentage became so prominent, yet he was still a guy who could hit his way on.
Littell, the 0-2. Swinging a ground ball towards the right side. McClain picks it up, gets it to Littell, who gets over, and a big play right there as the pitcher covers. McClain with a nice play. Betts down to second, and there's 2 away, but some nice defense there.
Well, great concentration, because as the ball with Stewart laying out, or at least backhanding, you might get disoriented watching 2 guys coming back to first base. So McClain kept the concentration, gets up, pops, rotates, and throws a strike. Nice job by Littell also to hold the bat.
So here's Teoscar Hernandez. And Littell pumps in a strike.
Whitefield to the Socio score Hernandez.
1-1 here, Betts at second. Broken bat roller to short. De La Cruz takes it in and throws out Teoscar Hernandez. The Dodgers get a run on the board. And Dave Roberts will join Alden Gonzalez when we come back.
Yeah, Xfinity picture quality is insane. The best comp.
On shortstop. And you know, there was just a point in the season where he just said, my season is lost. Let that go. Just play for the future and be present. And that's what he's done. And from that point on, he's played like Mookie Betts can play.
And Yamamoto had to work a little longer in that first inning. How have you seen him settling into this game?
He's been great. He's been great. And obviously, you know, Stewart got a big 2-out base hit right there. But yeah, I think the cost is probably an extra 15 pitches, which, you know, we'll see how it plays out later in this game. But his stuff looks good.
Hey, thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, 12 to be exact. That one up the middle, but right there is Rojas behind the bag. And throws out Austin.
Yeah.
1 up and 1 down, and Yamamoto is settled
Yeah.
into a groove. He has set down 8 in a row. And a reminder, the MLB postseason continues. Once again, we have every game of the best-of-3 wild card round. We'll have games on ESPN, ESPN2, ABC, ESPN Radio, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. The Reds trying to force a Game 3, and that would mean all 4 series would go to a decisive 3rd game. Stewart gets to the right side. Rojas throws him out.
Got him, yes.
Yamamoto's leaning a little bit more into the fastball. You saw the 97. He can go down in the zone, up in the zone. He has such good secondary pitches, which are acts like primaries. But the reality is he has this 97 that you could forget about as a hitter, and then he could really get in on you.
There's Ellie De La Cruz now. La Cruz wearing that number 44. That number was picked for him by the clubhouse man and
So
equipment
what's up with
manager,
44
Rick
Ellie De La
Stone,
Cruz?
because of that explosive speed and power that reminded him of Eric Davis. Think about Davis and the speed power combo and that number 44. It's a pretty big compliment. So Rick Stone handed that number off to De La Cruz. Swings and laces that one to center field.
Yes!
44 flies out to number 44. Midway in the fourth. Learn more, please visit MLBtogether.com. It's Muncy at the plate. Muncy then Pages, then Kike Hernandez. As Muncy grounds it hard.
Yes!
And it trickles out into right, where Hayes will retrieve it. We'll see how they score, but I think that should be a base hit.
Yeah, that ball's hit really hard, and it came up on McLean. So the tough thing is trying to make an adjustment after you've committed to the dive. So you're laying out, and now he's falling at the same time. In between, well, do I stay on my feet? I'm kind of going down, and the ball just kicked up on him, and he wasn't able to move his glove in time.
So man at first, that's Muncy. The pitch to Pages.
Bring the action.
Activity in the bullpen as Nick Lodolo is up, and that's not a real surprise. I think even if Littell is completely locked in, Terry Francona mentioned, the leash is short here tonight. It is win or go home time. Francona going to work on the gum. I believe that was Apple. Downstairs to Pages. It is indeed a hit for Max Muncy. Pages hit by a pitch his first time up.
Well, the thing about Littell is he gave up 36 home runs this season. He pitches to contact, but sometimes it's loud contact, and they're trying to avoid that quick strike.
Big call there, president of baseball operations made moves around the deadline, including acquiring Littell from Tampa Bay. Jake Irvin allowed more home runs this year, but Littell came over to help their rotation. Miguel Andujar was acquired from the Athletics. And they acquired a great defender in Brian Hayes. Muncy at first, nobody out. It's 2-1 Reds. To the right and back out of play. During the regular year, the Dodgers won 5 of 6 against Cincinnati. And LA here at home, playing in front of their home fans. Swing and a miss. And that one gets Pages. Second strikeout tonight for Littell. There's one away.
They took a lot of different shapes on this slider here. Sometimes it backs up and goes into the right-handed batter as opposed to go down and away. Right-handed batter's anticipating the downward break. He doesn't get